What made the high school legend become a legend? There were always stories about legends walking our high school halls. Kids who won championships, got perfect SAT scores, or pulled pranks so wild they made it into yearbooks. But none of them were like Jordan Lee. His legend didn't start with a basketball or a joke. It started with a fire alarm that no one believed. Jordan wasn't loud or flashy. He was that kid everyone knew but never really knew. Honor roll, quiet, always carried. A backpack with extra notebooks even when he didn't need them. The teachers loved him, the jocks ignored him, and most of us just assumed he was another overachiever. But then came the day of the electrical fire. It was a rainy Thursday during 5th period, and half the school was dozing through a history video about World War II. That's when Jordan noticed something weird in the science wing. He had a free period and was using it to help a teacher organize lab materials. He told us later that he smelled something sharp, like burning plastic, but no alarms had gone off. When he walked past the maintenance closet, he heard a low hum and saw a flicker of light under the door. Sparks were jumping from a loose fuse box onto a pile of cleaning rags. He ran straight to the office and told the receptionist. She smiled politely and said, "I'll notify the janitor." When he insisted something was on fire, she waved him off. "It's probably just ozone from the copier. Go back to class." Jordan didn't. He ran back down the hall, yanked the fire alarm, and set off a full evacuation. Sirens came within minutes. The fire department discovered that the faulty wiring had already ignited the wall insulation inside the closet. And worse, it was spreading toward the gas line that powered the school's old science lab burners. The fire chief said later if the alarm had gone off 10 minutes later, there could have been a full explosion in that wing. 30 kids were in class right next to it. Teachers, lab chemicals, all at risk. But the school didn't see it that way. Not at first. They tried to suspend Jordan. The administration claimed he pulled the alarm without permission, disrupting the learning environment. Parents were furious. Students were confused. Jordan sat in the principal's office while the building still smelled like melted wires and scorched tile. Then something happened no one expected. Mr. Brenner, the physics teacher, stormed into the office during Jordan's disciplinary hearing. He had security footage on a flash drive, footage that showed Jordan reporting the fire, being ignored, then running back to pull the alarm. He laid it all out on the desk and said, "You're really going to punish a kid for doing what the adults failed to do?" The principal backed off. Jordan wasn't suspended. In fact, a week later, the school board awarded him a certificate for bravery and quick thinking in a moment of potential crisis. But by then, it was too late. He was already a legend. Kids started writing jail rules on their binders. Someone made a stencil of Jordan's face with a fire alarm behind him and sprayed it on the sidewalk in front of the school. The local paper did a piece called "Teen Hero Stops School Blaze." Colleges reached out. Scholarships rolled in. But the real moment that sealed his status? At the senior assembly, they handed out joke awards. Most likely to go viral. Best. Hair. Stuff like that. When it was Jordan's turn, they said, "Most likely to save your life." The entire auditorium stood up and clapped. He didn't smile much, just gave a little nod, like he didn't quite understand the fuss. But we all did. He wasn't the guy who wanted attention or tried to be cool. He was the one who acted when it counted, even when it meant breaking the rules or risking punishment. That's what made Jordan Lee a legend. Not what he did, but the fact that he was willing to do it when no one else would.